All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, the ex-Muslim atheist, and welcome to another episode of Sultan's House of Sin. Now, I just want to share a sad story with you. Have a look at this girl. Her name is Namrita Chandni. She was a final year student of a dental college. She was about to become a dentist in Pakistan. Her only crime was, well, actually, she committed two crimes. Her first crime was that she was a Hindu, and the second crime was she was born in Pakistan. Those were two big crimes that she committed. Unfortunately, that was her biggest fault. And she was a bright student. She was in a medical college in Pakistan. She was in a final year. And this time now, she would have been a practicing dentist. But almost a year ago, on 16th of September 2019, she was in a hostel and she was brutally raped and then murdered. And then it was made to look like as though she had committed suicide. But very early on, cracks started appearing in the story. And there's a whole article on that. You can go check it out on Wikipedia. It's been obviously verified. Apparently, it was quite clear that she had she was killed by asphyxiation. Initially, they thought that she hung herself, but she didn't. She had a relationship with a Muslim boy, and then he was arrested and questioned, but then we don't know what happened. Basically, no one has been convicted. No one's been charged with her murder, and that's it. So I spoke about it a year ago, but now I'm speaking about it again 1 year on, because I just want to put it on record that she might be gone, but we haven't forgotten her. Okay, now, speaking of minorities, people get upset with me and say, well, these kind of things happen. And these kind of excuses we hear from every side, everywhere. When a Muslim gets beaten up, murdered in India, whether it is because of his religion or not, the nationalists jump in straight away and they say, no, it's got nothing to do with religion. He was a pedophile. He was a thief, blah, blah, blah. That's what they say. Same thing's happening with this girl as well. People are saying, no. These things happen to Muslim girls as well. It didn't have anything to do with her religion, etc. It is a sex crime. But the problem, there are so many other problems related to that as well. She was a Hindu. Let's say if she was with some guy, what was happening? Her parents would have never. Actually, in that article, it actually does say that the boy she was interested in, her parents had not approved of their marriage because she was a Hindu. And but I don't know how does that lead to raping and murdering her. I don't know that. But these things cannot be ignored. It's states' responsibility to make sure their minorities are protected even more, because law can't be same for minorities as well, because they should be extra protected, because the society, they have to go through extra social prejudices that ordinary Sunni Muslim wouldn't have to go through in Pakistan. They're already untouchables. They're looked at with disgust. I remember that. I went to a Christian school. I remember we always had 2 or 3 Christian kids in a Christian school, but the rest of them, majority of us were Muslim children. And we always treated them differently. We always treated them as though, they're not equal to us. So that's why I think minorities should be protected even more so. I received this Facebook message, and this is the nature of minorities in Pakistan. This is how threatened they are. This guy said he's a Hindu in Pakistan. He lives and works in Pakistan and blah, 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 blah. And he said he basically showed interest in interviewing me. So I said, brother, it's not in your best interest to interview me. You are a Hindu in Pakistan and you can get in trouble for just speaking with me. Don't speak with people like me. So that, and he actually took that advice. I didn't take the rest of the screenshot. After he saw these messages, he replied back and he said, yeah, fair enough. So I was thinking about that. He was thinking about it. That would it be in his best interest to speak with me or not. But anyway, so I told him, don't talk to me. And even Pakistani Muslims, if they're to speak with me, they could get in trouble. There's so many people who speak with me privately, some big influential people who speak with me privately, but they can't speak with me publicly, let alone if someone is a Hindu in Pakistan or a Christian in Pakistan. Speaking of which, minorities, there was another Pakistani Christian was just sentenced to death for blasphemous text. This news is about a week old, maybe 10 days old. Asif Pervez, 37, who has been in custody since 2013, given death penalty for sending blasphemous text messages. So he's been sentenced to death. I don't think anyone has ever actually been hanged for blasphemy, despite of all these death sentences they give out willy-nilly. But having said that, usually these cases get appeals, and then they either get overturned into life sentences or even released silently, because the government knows that this is black law, and they can't carry out these kind of sentences. But they're also aware that this could actually blow out of proportion. And we all know what happened to Asia Bibi. So there's so many other cases like that in the pipeline where people are rotting away in prison because of that. And majority of them are actually Muslims. But if you are a Christian, it's very easy to be. If you want to marry a Christian girl, you can. And if they say no, then they know what card they have up their sleeve, the card of blasphemy. If you want to take away someone's business and you want to pay him very minimal amount, and he says no, then they could be accused of blasphemy, and then they'll spend the rest of their life fighting that. And I'm not exaggerating. It's actually happened. One of my friends, Ghalib Kamal, who's a Christian, who was a Christian. He's an ex-Christian atheist now. Do check out his channel in Urdu. He was a Christian, and it actually happened to one of his uncles. So these things do happen. I'm not exaggerating them, and such is the state of religious relations in societies as primitive as Pakistan. To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.